Welcome to Power Teachers start of year video number 3, weighting of categories. Now, first of all, if you do not want to weight categories, you by no means have to. However, though, there are some nice benefits that are involved in somebody who weights categories, even if we weight them all evenly. And I'll show you what I mean when we get into the system. So if I get in, and let me close, I was doing the last video on categories. Now, first of all, if you have not set up your categories yet, you definitely want to follow video number 2 and do your categories. However, though, we're ready, and we're going to get started. I'm going to go to an upper level class, and by upper level, I mean my highest level class that I have in the grading of 2012, 2013, and I'll start there. You can start wherever you like, but it makes sense to start on 1 and then work your way down. Go to the center, right here under Grade Setup. And this time, if you remember last time on video 1, we set up a year. Now we're going to set up a quarter. So we don't want to be in the upper level. We want to be in the first level under of this. So we're going to go to quarter number 1, and we're going to click the arrow, the same one we did for finals, but this time in quarter number 1. Now, what we get is we get a bottom box that opens up that kind of looks the same, but now the term weight is not available anymore. We're either total point or we're category weight, one of the two. Now, if you're total point, you don't have to do any of this. You don't even have to walk into this system. It's already set for you. However, though, I want to be a category weight person. Now, the category weights that I'm going to use are classwork at 15%, OEAs at 5%, homework at 5%, quizzes at 25%, exams at 50%. Okay, so I might have to jump back and forth these depending on if I remember or not. So I got to make sure that I have, first of all of those different things going on here. And I got homework at 5%. I got my online math assignments at 15%, and that was my classwork. I have my quizzes at 25% and my exams at 50%. So we'll go kind of close to that for right now. So once I set my weights of what I want each category, notice that the percents populate for me automatically on the right. Even if I entered numbers here, if I said, hey, you know what, I think homework is worth 1, and I think that this online stuff I do is twice whatever homework is, and I think that a project is 4 times a homework assignment, and I think a quiz is 10 times a homework assignment, and I think a test is 15 times a homework assignment, it'll do the math for me on the side. So it'll do for me whatever I like here. Okay? So let's just say that these are the numbers I'll go with. We'll scrap the ones I had in the first one, and I'll just say save. Now, once I save, what I've saved for only is, and this is important to know, quarter number 1 of the class that I'm in right now. So the first thing I'll do is I'll copy quarter number 1 over to quarter 2, 3, and 4 for this class. So I'll use the copy feature. And when it comes up, I want to make sure that it says quarter 1 only, and that's what it says for me right now. I think that entire class works. However, though, we haven't done the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th quarter, so I think we got to take quarter 1 into the rest of them. I'm learning a little too as we go, but I know this way works. So I say OK. And from here, I don't choose F1. What I choose is quarters 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to change these into my category weight, and I'm going to say next. And notice I'm not choosing exam number 1 because I'm not weighting any categories inside of exam number 1. It's just exam number 1. I hit next. It gives me a confirmation. I tell it to finish. I play the waiting game again. And what it just did is it copied quarters 2, 3, and 4. If I wanted to jump down to a different quarter, like for instance quarter 3, and confirm, you can see that those numbers are still there. Now, in order to take this particular class and copy this class out to all the other classes, you've done that before. So again, doesn't matter what quarter I'm in because they're all the same, but I make sure I'm inside of a quarter. Again, if I lose my box for some reason, like for instance, if it goes away, just hit the arrow again, it comes right back. Confirm that the weights are right, hit copy, but this time instead of Q1, now we'll take the entire class. This will allow me to copy the class to the other classes in the year. I say OK, and here's where I tell it, go ahead and copy out to the remaining classes. I choose next. It tells me what's copying and where it's going to. I hit finish. and it waits, and I'm done. This will weight your categories for you. Now, the nice thing about weighting categories is you have some nice options if you weight your categories. If you choose not to weight your categories, you don't get any of these particular options. And if we take a look real fast while it's saving, we can see down at the bottom we get a little drop low going on over here. Well, what this allows us to do is this allows us to go into, say, for instance, quizzes. And if inside his quizzes, I want to drop one low quiz. If I put a 1 in there, as the year progresses, every time a lower quiz is entered for this particular student, it'll go away. Actually, I put it in projects, but it's the same concept. However many I want to drop, if I want to drop 2, I can drop the low 2 quizzes or the 2 projects. Whatever I want to discard, it will discard for me, and it will drop that low. It will still show it online, but it'll say it's dropped. You cannot do this if you don't choose to weight your categories. But what you could do, if you didn't really want to do this weighting here and you wanted total points, well, then you just go into every category and you make every category worth 1. Once you make every category worth 1, in essence, what you've done is you've made, and I got tests here, every category is worth 20 because I have 5 categories. I can still drop, but now what I have to remember is if I choose to do this, I have to copy this over to the quarters, and after I copy it over to the quarters, I have to copy it over to the other classes. 2 steps in copying. 1 goes to quarters, 1 goes to all of the other classes. Hope this helps you.